As I travel through this pilgrim land, there is a friend who walks with me. Leads me safely through the sinking sand. It is the Christ of Calvary. This would be my prayer, dear Lord, each day to help me do the best I can. For I need thy light to guide me day and night. Blessed Jesus, hold my hand. Blessed Jesus, always hold my hand. Yes, I need thee every hour. Through this this pilgrim land, protect me by thy saving power. Hear my plea, but a feeble plea. Lord, dear Lord, look down on me. When I kneel in prayer, blessed Jesus, hold my hand. Let me travel in the light divine, that I may see the blessed way. Keep me that I may be wholly thine, and sing redemption songs someday. I will be a soldier brave and true, and ever firmly take a stand. As I onward go and daily meet the foe, blessed Jesus, hold my hand. Blessed Jesus, always hold my hand. Yes, I need thee every hour. Through this pilgrim land, protect me by thy saving power. Hear my plea, but a feeble plea. Lord, dear Lord, look down on me. When I kneel in prayer, blessed Jesus, hold my hand. When I wander through the valley dim toward the setting of the sun, lead me safely to a land of rest. If I a crown of life have won, I have put my faith in thee, dear Lord, that I may reach the golden strand. There's no other friend on whom I can depend. Blessed Jesus, hold my hand. Blessed Jesus, always hold my hand. Yes, I need thee every hour. Through this pilgrim land, protect me by thy saving power. Hear my plea, but a feeble plea. Lord, dear Lord, look down on me. When I kneel in prayer, blessed Jesus, hold my hand.
I'm Bill Mays with a Stepping Stone Bible devotional thought brought to you on behalf of the Krum Church of Christ in Krum, Texas. Today's Stepping Stone on this Wednesday, October the 2nd of the year 2024 is entitled, The Vine and the Branches. Our Master's farewell message to his disciples can be found in John chapters 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. John 15, 1 through 8 teaches that though separated in body, there is an ever-present, life-giving, spiritual connection between Christ and his disciples. We find in John 15:1, Jesus said, I am the true vine. My Father is the vine dresser. You see, God owns. He cultivates. He prunes and tends to the vine. Christ is the true vine. We must make sure we are attached to the one and only true vine. In John 15 verse 2 we find, every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away. And every branch that bears fruit, he prunes it so that it may bear more fruit. The relationship between the vine and the branches is the same as that between Christ and his disciples. The vine supplies food to the branches, just as Jesus is the source of all life, as we find in John 1:1. If you bear fruit, God will prune you that you may bear more fruit. I can't tell you exactly how God prunes us, so that we are able to bear more fruit. But I have observed busy people for the Lord often seem to have even more opportunity to be busy for the Lord. So do your best to never reject the Lord's opportunities that He will dump in your lap for His faithful service. In John 15 verse 3 we find, "You are already clean because of the word which I have spoken to you." Here Jesus is addressing particularly to His apostles, His disciples. You see, without God's word in your life, bearing fruit is impossible. Without God's words in your life, spiritual growth is impossible, as we find in John 8 verses 31 to 32. When you have God's words in your life, bearing fruit and spiritual growth will just come automatically. In John 15 verses 4 and 5, Jesus stated, "Remain in me, and I in you, just as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself, but must remain in the vine, so neither can you unless you remain in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. The one who remains in me and I in him bears much fruit, for apart from me you can do nothing." In order for one to produce fruit, you must have this vital connection with Christ, as is taught in John 14:6. The much fruit in John 14:5 can be defined by other Bible verses, such as bearing fruit and increasing, as we find Colossians 1 verse 10, or always excelling in the work of the Lord, as we find in 1 Corinthians 15:58, or may the Lord cause you to increase and overflow in love for one another, as we find in 1 Thessalonians 3 verse 12. We are to bear much fruit so that God will be glorified, as we find taught in John 15:8. In John 15:6, "If anyone does not remain in me, he is thrown away like a branch and dries up, and they gather them and throw them into the fire, and they are burned." One must first be a part of the vine before one can be cut off from the vine, as we read in John 15 verse 2. We must be a part of the true vine, bearing fruit to keep from being removed, which is also taught in Matthew 7 verses 16 through 20. Hell is the destiny for unfruitful or bad fruit producing Christians, which we learn in John 15:6 and Matthew 7:19. So, abiding in the vine affects your prayers. Bearing much fruit glorifies our God. And we find here in John 15:7 through 8, "If you remain in me, and my words remain in you, ask whatever you wish, and it will be done for you. My Father is glorified by this, that you bear much fruit, and so prove to be my disciples." Are you a part of this vine, attached to Christ so that you can bear fruit? Is God pleased with the kind of fruit that you are bearing? Are you choosing to bear much fruit for the Lord? Are you proving your discipleship? Well, if the Krum Church of Christ can be of any help to you spiritually, please go to this website, find their email address, and let them know what they can do to help you in drawing closer to Jesus Christ. And as always, I also want to invite you to the services of the Krum Church of Christ that meets at 319 North 3rd Street in Krum, Texas, for Sunday Bible study at 9:30 a.m., Sunday worship at 10:30 a.m., and Wednesday Bible study such as this evening at 6:45 p.m. I hope you can be there. I also invite you to share this Stepping Stone devotional with others by forwarding this email that contains this devotional YouTube link to a friend or family member. God bless, be well, and I hope you will choose again next week. to join us for another Stepping Stone Bible devotional lesson.